Welcome to the Love Frequency, where we love frequently. My name is Ange, the Love Freak, and the Love Freak is all about increasing our vibrations, and so that we can live the life that we truly desire while we spread love not only to ourselves but to the rest of the world. Love, light, and healing. And today we have a special guest. I'm so excited. We got Mr. Dudley Thurmond, aka Dr. Bounce Back, in the building. Well, not in the building, but on the on the episode. How you doing, Mr. Bounce Back?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ange?
I am great. I am excited that you're here. And the reason why I'm so excited is because you have done some amazing things. You are not only you're an author, you're a dynamic speaker, you're a motivator. You have such a story, such a powerful story that so many people can learn from, they can heal from. And I just think it's important to get your message out to the world.
Yes, ma'am.
Can hear this. So pretty much what I want to talk about, of course, today is I want to talk about this book. But first and foremost, I want to say, hi, how you doing? Let's talk.
I'm doing good. Busy day, busy morning. I'm just trying to keep myself busy, staying on the grind, staying after it. You know what I mean? Goals ain't gonna accomplish themselves. You know, we got to get out and we got to chase them goals and be goal getters to accomplish those goals. Because you know they can sit around in a notebook or in their heads all damn day, but it's up to us to go after them. So I'm on the grind right now. I got to make things happen. You know, single file, trying to get it in. You feel me?
Yes, I definitely feel you. Single father, interesting. How was that? That's different. You always hear single mothers, but we don't give enough light to the fathers out there that are making it happen and just taking care of their business and doing their thing.
It's not easy. I mean, it's challenging, you know, because I feel like it's sometimes, well, the majority of the time, it's in a woman or a mother's nature to raise their kids a certain way or console them and be there to make certain decisions. But in the role of a male being the main parent and the significant provider, it's like he has to learn how to play both of them roles. You know, he didn't carry this baby in his stomach for 9 months and create this bond. He was there and talked to the baby while it was in the womb or things like that. You know what I mean? But he didn't make that connection that the mom makes with this
internal connection.
Yeah, that internal connection. Like when she eat, the baby eat. You know what I mean?
The oxytocin.
Yeah. So as a father, it's like those are things that I kind of had to pick up and develop. But like I'm crazy about parenting. Like I love my son. Like I hear a police car go up the street, and I'm like, is he on the way to school for my son? Is my son like? So it's challenging, you know what I mean? And I've never had a father. I don't even know what it's like. And so I just go about things the way I feel like they should be gone about, and I just make a lot of sacrifices.
And as long as you're on that frequency of love, then it'll all work itself out, because at the end of the day, it's not about how to do it, it's about where to do it, where place you come from. And as long as you come from a place of love, that's all that matters.
You are absolutely correct. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times people, they think too much about the process. Like, how do you do this? You know, because I'm the same way as a single mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't be a father. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I give them love, that's all that matters. So I definitely applaud you for that. And I know that that's one of your driving forces is your children. Is definitely what motivates you and keeps you going as well. And then I also notice a lot from, you know, your speeches and things like that you're really big on the youth.
Yes, ma'am.
Really motivating our youth, and especially the young males. Yes. And so tell me a little bit more about that.
So what really drives me to motivating the youth is because I think those are the years that they're very detrimental years to a person's life. I mean, from that age of, your elementary years, like being in elementary school, that's important. Those are important years. But from that 11 to like 14, those foundational years in a young person's life. And those were the years that I really created the cycles that followed me all the way up and through to adulthood.
Okay.
So I created some negative cycles in my life when I was around 11 years old. And that was to not take an education serious.
Okay.
That was, to where those were the ages where I kind of developed these self-confidence issues, and those are the years when I allowed my ego to start taking a hold of me and started being egotistically driven. And so I realized as an adult, once I got my stuff together, that the mindset is what I was lacking as a young person. See, I always tell people I had a really high skill set in some areas of life. Like I was very athletic. I was a very skilled football player. I believe that I was a people person at a young age. So I had these skill sets, but I had an underdeveloped mindset to play the game of life. And so my mission is to help every young person that I can develop the mindset to play the game of life, whether that's through personal branding, whether that's through resilience, whether that's through creating a vision, whether that's through learning how to take advantage of opportunities, whether that's through learning how to think and allow your thinking and your idea honing to take you places that you never thought you would go. So that's why a lot of my content delves into the mindset, and I like preaching and teaching it to the youth, because I feel like that's something that I was lacking. They were always driving down these skills in the classroom, and you got to know how to do this math assignment, and you got to learn to be at this level, and your language arts level have to be here, and then I go to football practice, and you got to perform at this level. But what about
the mind?
What about
this?
What
we are all mind, right?
All mind. So that's why mindset over everything. Because when I shifted my way of thinking and shifted my mindset, that's when my whole life changed for me,
Exactly. And we'll definitely get into that, because you touch a lot about that on the recipe for resilience. Right. And that's what I really like. And because you speak about pain, a lot of youth, and with especially like peer pressure and stuff like that, can bring a lot of that pain. That's self-confidence, that the way they feel, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe I'm not good enough, I don't look good enough, etc. You know what I'm saying? And that can bring about a pain that cycles through, and then that they end up in wrong crowds. And but according to you, all that is, we got to push
the recipe. Yeah. So like I was speaking at a high school last week, and I spoke directly from the recipe for resilience, and I decided to speak from the book that day at that specific event, because first off, the event that I spoke at was called Operation Graduation. So this was an event for sophomores where every sophomore in the school was supposed to come and their parent to this event. And the objective is to make sure that we are getting these sophomores on point, so they're all on point to be able to graduate in 2 years by the end of the school year. So they got the credits on point, all these different things. So the administration put together this event to where when they come in, they get the transcripts, the station, they go to the next station, and it shows their parents how to set up the parent portal, so to where they can track the grades, check the grades, see what assignments their kids need, go over that. Then the next station was a one-on-one with the dean, so any disciplinary issues they have, they can go over it with the deans, and so forth and so on. And I was the keynote, and I know that this is an area where the graduation rate is very, very low, I went into the school earlier that morning just to rub elbows, talk to some of the kids, walk the hallways, go to the cafeteria at lunchtime. And I'm seeing that, my message is going to resonate, because a lot of these kids don't even have hope. A lot of them don't even know how to fight. They know how to fight like this, but they don't know how to fight right here. They don't know how to fight in life. So what I did was I took a few principles from the book, The Recipe for Resilience. Principle number 1, train your mind and see good in all situations. Regardless of me being born hearing impaired, what people don't know, because I don't talk about this in the book.
Yeah,
Regardless of me being born into a roach-infested project apartment, regardless of me being born into a fatherless home, regardless of me battling self-confidence issues and battling depression at 14 years old. Like, these are things I went through. Surgery to correct the hearing, had to have speech classes to even learn how to talk. Regardless of what went on in my life, I had to continue to think positive. I had to use everything that had happened to me from my youth on growing up as fuel. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when I got to train your mind and see good in all situations, I mean, there's something good that comes from every situation. But with every experience that you have to allow that experience to make you stronger. That is your training. That is your ground where you get stronger. I mean, if I want to get stronger, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do push-ups and I'm gonna lay on a bench every day. You know, if I want to be able to run a mile in under 10 minutes, I may start running a mile in 20 minutes, but I'm gonna have to continue to run that mile in order to strengthen up my lungs and get in better shape to be able to run that mile in under 10 minutes. And that's what I mean by train your mind to see good in all situations, regardless of if the situation doesn't look good or not. Find the positive, pull the good things out of it.
Exactly.
Keep moving forward.
Like, transmute the energy. Like, if it's negative right now, you gotta find the positive, correspondence. Like, because the law of correspondence, or is it the polarity? Sorry, law of polarity. It's like, if there's a negative, there's also a positive in it.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're dealing with a situation,
right,
and then once you find a positive, it can counteract that negative, because then you have something else.
Exactly. And I also talk to my son a lot about that, because he has a keen way of finding the negative in every situation. He's going to find something wrong. And if you look in the book, I talk about ants. Mm-hmm. Removing the ants. Do you have ants in your pants? What is ants? Automatic negative thoughts. Boom, something just went down. I just got the answer that I didn't want. I just hit an obstacle. I just hit a roadblock. Some stuff just happened that I didn't expect. Am I going to automatically think negatively about it, or am I going to automatically think positively about it and try to find the pros versus the cons right out the gate? So I say we got to remove the ants. You can't be running around with ants, and ants is automatic negative thoughts.
We don't want them ants in our pants.
Right.
We definitely don't want them in our minds. Those that's what they call the ego, right? Those parasites, those negative thoughts, that chatter that goes into our head. And so I totally get it. And then another thing that you touched on, it was like the roller coaster effect as well.
Yeah, roller coaster.
So not to be up on that, pretty much, like roller coaster. A lot of times people get caught up in a situation of negativity, and then they just let that ride out. Like, no, y'all gotta know how to control certain aspects.
The emotional roller coaster. Yeah, so I talk about the emotional roller coaster a lot. And in life, I mean, we're emotional creatures, first off. You know what I mean? We are driven by our emotions. We actually make a lot of decisions based on our emotions, And we're going to be at highs and lows all throughout the day. You know what I mean? We're going to always hit highs and lows. We're going to have experiences. Somebody might have cut you off and you thought you were going to hit them, and you're excited, and then you're calm, then you're worried about this because you saw that, and then somebody sent you a text message that made you happy, and then you're happy. And so we're on this emotional roller coaster of life. And so I say that we got to find a balance. We got to try to find a balance, and we have to try to find a way to coast through versus always going up and down, And I use, breathing strategies and methods and meditation and prayer and things like that to battle the emotional roller coaster, keep myself calm. Because if you're always in an emotional wreck, you can't think rationally, it kind of paralyzes you, So I try to focus on keeping my emotions balanced and level.
That's good. It is more so of rising above them. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna have emotions, we're human. But the thing is just to stay rooted in our focus, vision. And I know you speak a lot about, activating our vision. And as long as we have that, then our
Right.
emotions can't drive us because our vision is more stronger than that.
That's our target. Right. That's, and so, yeah, I really like encouraging people to create a plan, to have a vision, and that vision is what keeps them on course, even when they feel like they're going off course. You know, that is your focus point. You know, you got runway vision at that point, not 2020 vision, but I call it runway vision because
I like that. I'm right there.
I relate it to an airplane or whatnot, and how an airplane can be up there, you know, 30, 40,000 feet in the air flying, and they're flying through thunderstorms, clouds, it may be even pitch black up there, you know?
Yeah.
But regardless of what's going on, the pilot is still chill. He's still at. Why is the pilot still at peace? Why when you up there 40,000, 50,000 feet and it, all hell is breaking loose, you seeing lightning light up the plane and you hit turbulence and things are going on. All this stuff is going on in the plane and pilots are chill, you know, the flight attendants, they chill, they in their little seats. Right. Why though? Why are they still at peace? You tell me.
Well, because they understand, first of all, they've been through it. They already know what the sky is. They're already knowledgeable on, you know, what to worry about, what not to worry about, but also because they, like you said, that vision, they know where the destination is, but they also know, and I want to say the,
You're getting hot. You finna say it.
It's like, you know how stepping on the tip of your tongue. They understand the obstacles. They understand that is going to happen pretty much. That turbulence is going to happen as a part of the process. And when you reach a certain level, you're going to reach a certain turbulence. But they have the knowledge to know what turbulence is to be alert about, and they also have the knowledge to know what type of turbulence that we're cool with. So that they can keep everybody else calm who may not be as knowledgeable. They're like, oh no, it's all good. Like, we know this, we understand this, so they can help guide other people in their emotions, right? When they start getting freaked out, they're calm, like, no, we're good. And even if,
like,
oh, sorry, I'm like, I can go.
But like you said, they've been there. They've been there a million times. And when it comes to that runway vision, that plane is up there in that sky and, you know, 40,000 feet and everything is breaking loose. But one thing you got to remember, technology is a beast, okay? Technology is a beast. And wherever that plane is flying to, whatever airport that plane is flying to, there is a thing called autopilot, okay? Which we know of. And there is a destination locked into that autopilot, okay? And that plane can fly itself. So if we 40 or 50,000 feet in the air going through a thunderstorm, they're chill. You know why? Because that plane is locked into a destination. It's locked into autopilot. The pilot know, everybody on that plane know that this technology is so dope that our destination is locked in, and we're going to reach that destination. We're going to get to that other spot, regardless of what this storm is doing. And that is the vision point. That is what runway vision is. You must have the vision so clear. The goal must be so clear that regardless of what is going on around you, you are still focused because you're locked on autopilot.
Yeah.
Regardless of if I'm thrown off, I'm going to that destination. That is where I'm trying to get to. That's what runway vision is. And
that, and kind of just to kind of go based on that, to dig a little deeper into that analogy of runway, it can be attributed to our subconscious. Like, our subconscious mind is on autopilot. Our conscious mind we can control, but our subconscious mind is always going to be operating pretty much based upon what we put into it. And so that goes along with the mindset of what are you putting into your mind? Because your subconscious is going to operate based upon that.
You're right.
And so that's kind of that's what the plane I see representing is your subconscious mind.
I like it.
I was like, and that's important to know too, because
it is.
A lot of times environment is what is stronger than our willpower. If we're around the wrong environments, then
definitely
is going to
Definitely.
shape what we do and how we react. Like you can talk about, you know, mindset and you're like, yes, I want to be better. But if everybody around you is not, it's like,
Right.
it's going
Right.
to take you down. So it's also important, of course, to tell, you know, everyone that if you're out there, that, you know, make sure your environment is strong. Make sure you're around the right people, around the right
Definitely. You have to position yourself. And that's a whole conversation. I call that the 3 Ps.
We can go on, right?
Position yourself in a place of power.
Ooh,
Okay.
I like that.
If you want to end up in a place of power, you got to position yourself in a place around the right people that are powerful. Because people earn, you know, within $5,000 of their 5 closest friends. I tell you, go speak to them. Truth be told, if I want to know what your goals are, if I want to know what you're chasing, I'm going to do my homework and I'm going to find out who your 5 friends are and I'm going to see what they're chasing. I'm going to see what their goals are and I'm going to come tell you what yours are.
Yeah.
I tell you that every day. I go speak to 2,000 students and I go right up to one of them and say, if I want to know what you aspire to do with your life or even what you're doing with your life, I'm going to take these 5 guys right here into another room and ask them what they want to do with their life. And I'm going to come tell you what you want to do with yours. And they like, they like, they like that. I hit them with that often.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's powerful.
I'm big on positioning because even in runway vision, I say you got to, so runway vision, it's a 3-step process to accessing your vision, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, there's a 3-step process. You first got to see it. You got to see it and you got to be able to visualize it. You know what I mean? And you got to be able to see yourself doing it. Okay. Not only do you see it, you gotta believe it to another level. Like, you know, and then you have to position yourself to receive it. So you got to see it, believe it, receive it. And the positioning part is sometimes the hardest part. You know what I mean? Because people they'll map out their goals. They'll say them out loud every day. They'll write them down. They'll believe it through meditation. They'll visualize it. And then when it's time to receive it, they're wondering why nothing has happened. It's because they haven't put themselves in position to receive it. And I talk about right, like I'm a football guy. You know what I mean? I talk about this a lot. And you think about a guy that is going to return a kick. Okay, my son returns kick. He's a kick returner. He's a corner. Tuesday night's game, caught a pick, went straight to the house. A pick 6, got his first pick 6 for the year. But if this can be with a quarterback throwing a ball or the ball being kicked off. The person that is going to receive it, the ball is going to go in the air, right? Yeah. But if he's standing over to the right and the ball goes to his left, how is he going to field that ball and receive that ball? Yeah. He hit his butt over there to the left and position himself to receive it, the ball, the blessing, so he can go on about his way and do his thing. You know what I mean? Opening yourself up to yeah. See it, boom, ball goes in the air. Ball goes in the air. He see it, boom. I'm gonna believe that I'm gonna catch it, but hey, I gotta put myself in position. Boom, I got my blessing. Now I'm off. You know what I'm saying? And then when he's putting himself in the position, the key lesson is he's taking action to get there. So that's like yes, position. You got to take action, people. Action. And one of the things I say, another position is open your heart, because we always got to come back to the love frequency, the vibration. And so when you are in a position to receive, you got to have an open heart to receive as well what's coming in. Otherwise, having a closed off heart and certain things might block certain blessings as well. So that can be another position. That's more of like a deeper thing. Like if you're holding on to guilt, pain, unforgiveness, and etc., you're not going to be able to receive what you're seeing because you're holding on to certain things. And I can say that, like, I've been in positions to where I see it, believe it, but there's still some blockage there. Blocking it. That I'm not fully taking the actions or going, really stepping into my full purpose because of that. So truly understand that. That's beautiful. So remember, everyone out there, if you're listening, it's a way to activate your vision. You must see, believe, and position yourself to do so.
because that's the only way that you're truly going to manifest the life that you desire and truly going to ascend into the higher vibration that you want to get to. Because you're happier because you're getting what you receive, and you're going to be happier and you're going to emit that vibration. That's the law of attraction. It's going to come to you.
Right.
I love it. So when you were at the school, I know we're going to wrap it up in a little bit, but I want to know, when you were at the school and you were talking to the kids, what are some of the things that you got out of it? Like the results, like from the children that you were talking with? Have you seen a lot of the changes in them, and do you keep track of some of the kids that you kind of mentor and talk with and kind of see where their progress is going?
Well, a lot of them communicate with me through social media, and I always follow up and keep in touch with the administrators that bring me in just to kind of know where they're going. You know, I'm now creating a tracking system to where I can track the kids and their progress and make sure what I'm working on, what I have going on with them and have worked on with them is actually working.
Wow.
And so I'm working on that right now.
Nice.
And I mean, I always get messages. Like one school I went to, I started getting messages from all the kids after I spoke, and they were saying, like, one of them was saying, "Hey, I've been hurting myself. I've been cutting myself. What do I do?" You know, a few other ones said, "I've been battling with this and that and that. What do I do? How do I deal with it?" You know, and so I'm following up with administrators, giving names, doing my own investigations with the kids. You know, what's your full name? Oh, you know, you need to do this, that. Go talk to this person, that person. You know, hurting yourself is not an option. So I get tons of messages from kids after I speak. So the work isn't done after I leave the stage. You know,
nice.
that's why program though. That's why I'm developing the program that I'm hoping to be implemented into a school system in Colorado next fall, which is going to a program that's going to last a full school year. Okay. It's going to have tracking to where we're going to be able to track, you know, how they're doing and making sure the content is resonating.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have that coming up.
Middle school?
Oh, middle school and high school.
Middle through high school. Okay.
I'm actually talking to a middle school right now, though, that's talking about bringing that program in for a few segments, you know, for beta testing. I mean, you know, they're going to take care of me, but it'll be for beta testing purposes, you know, with this content that I'm developing. And this content's been in the work for a minute. I'd like to give you guys a little piece of what, you know, one of the segments are in the program. I'm trying to debate on if I actually want to do that. Now, if I do this, I don't know how many viewers or listeners you're going to have, but you guys go buy my book, okay? The least you guys can is go and buy this book right here. It's $12. It's going to be a quick read, but I bet that it will bring some type of value to your life.
Oh, plenty.
These segments are not just structured for school, though. For schools, I mean, they can resonate in a person that's everyday individual working a regular job or corporate or whatever, you know. And one of the segments is the purpose of passion. Okay. And so I'll talk about the purpose of passion real fast. The purpose of passion, I picked that to be one of the segments because a lot of kids don't know their purpose, and a lot of kids aren't operating on an accelerated level.
Okay.
Even when you come to corporate America, there's a lot of people just going through the motions every day. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And they're not getting the results that they want. Their company isn't getting the performer that they want from this individual. Schools aren't getting the test scores back. It's not happening.
No love.
So that number one reason is because there's no passion.
Mm-hmm.
Not operating through passion, you know? And
so what is passion, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So if you can attach passion to a purpose, okay? Mm-hmm. If you can attach passion to a purpose, then the performer goes up. I don't care if it's in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's on a football field. I don't care if it's on a corporate America job, whatever it is. So I challenge all individuals to find out the purpose of why they're doing what they're doing and then become passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a sixth grade student, why should you be passionate about being a sixth grade student? What are the possibilities of that can come from you being an extraordinary student and having great grades? What can come out of that? How can that change your life? What type of positive patterns can that create in your life? You know what I mean? And so I believe that if you can attach a purpose to anything, then you'll naturally become passionate about it, and your performance level will go up. If you get where I'm coming from.
I get it. I totally get it. And a lot of times that purpose has to be bigger than us.
It does. It is.
Way bigger than just that.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always is, you know. And you just got to figure out what the purpose of this is. Why am I doing this? What are the benefits of this? How can this be a really good thing? Like, I coach youth football. I've been coaching for 20 years, you know. And I always talk to my kids about understanding why they're doing what they're doing. You know, we in practice. We didn't had 30 practices. We probably got 100 practice hours in. You know what I mean? Every time you in practice, lining up at that line to run those wind sprints. When you're tired at the end of practice, you lined up to your teammates. You lined up next to the same people every time. You know. But at some point, you got to think about, why are we doing this? What are we doing this for?
Exactly.
Are we doing this just to go out on game day and have fun? Or are we doing this shit to win games? Excuse my language. Are we doing this to become better on the field? You know, become strong, become better.
Mind.
What is the purpose? Yeah, it all rolls over into the mental. You know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, another way they can see that when they're playing the games is, this is preparing you. Like, even you're in school now, but it's preparing you for life, because
that's the purpose of it.
You can make it here. And that was one of the things in your book I had noticed. One of the things that stuck out too in your book was when you were talking about how when you were playing football, you would sit with the coaches on the bus. You wouldn't sit in the back. You would
I'm up front with the coach. I don't want to be playing. We locked in mentally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was my recipe on game.
That sets you apart so much, because your mindset was like, I'm gonna be with the coaches. We're gonna talk about the plays. We're gonna talk about the game. We're gonna talk about winning. And we're not gonna talk about what, you know, kids or what the young minds are talking about. You already positioned yourself in a position to be around the right people.
Right. My performance was crazy. Like, my performance was crazy. Nobody out tackled. Nobody, like, you know, I led the team in tackles. I was the team captain. I was the, you know, like, nobody was going to outplay me. Nobody was going to outpractice me. Nobody was going to, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And that's just how it was. But that allowed my performance level to be high. Now, if I could have rolled that over into everyday life, into my classroom things, into everything else, you know, education, all that, if I could have took that same mindset into life that I had on the field, then football could have been the caveat to take me some amazing places, because that was crazy.
But look at you. It did. It did. Right. All of that shaped who you are now. Because of all of that, look what you can bring to others. Look what you can bring to our children. You know what I'm saying? Because they can hear your story, and now they know, okay, focus, because if I focus here, I can focus there. If I can focus there, I can focus here. It's just, you take that, and it's just a principle just to know. But I know we can talk forever, and we can go
and my phone got about 5% left.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up, but I do want to say for everyone out there, check out the website. Your website is dudleythurmond.com, right? dudleythurmond.com. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. And it's awesome. You can get like a course. There's a course with quizzes. There's also a shop where you can get Dudley's Dr. Bounceback's book, The Recipe for Resilience. You can also get some merchandise. Can we find a hat there, the mindset motivation hat that you're wearing? I love it.
Right now they go hot, man. They go hot. I got to get them back in stock.
But you do have some shirts out there. So you can get some shirts. And then you also have a CD A CD that people can listen to is a motivational CD. Are you like rapping? Or are you just talking? Or
It's also on iTunes and Spotify under Mindset Motivation Music. That was a 2016 project that I did.
Okay, I'm looking at iTunes right now. Actually,
It's still streaming pretty good though. A lot of people listen to it actually.
Okay.
Still streaming pretty good. My YouTube channel is doing all right. That's Dr. Bounceback TV. If they just go to the URL, it's drbouncebacktv.com.
Okay.
And they go to the YouTube channel. And follow me on social media, all social media outlets. It's Dr. Bounceback. And we're gonna keep this thing moving, and we're gonna keep growing this thing. The ebook will be up on my website, I'm hoping, by next week.
Awesome.
So if you don't want to wait for this right here, you can get the ebook and just do a quick download and be able to get it right away. So that's coming.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that you travel all over the country
on the ground.
Speaking, and that you took this time today to speak with us here on the Love Frequency and giving us that good positive energy. And I know that we receive so much value just from your presence here. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone check out this book. It's absolutely amazing. There's even a section where you can take notes. So if you need to take some notes, there's a whole section back here where you can kind of journal your thoughts, etc. Also check out that website, register for it, take that course. It's awesome. Get that CD and just get on board, get that mindset right, all of that. So
I got one thing.
Okay.
If anybody out there is looking for a dynamic speaker, if you're looking for someone to come in and work with your group, keynotes, one-on-ones, I even sit down sometimes and work with 5 students one-on-one outside the keynote, or 10 students. We can get the job done. We can get the job done.
And just for the record,
admin@dudleythurmond.com. admin@dudleythurmond.com. Shoot me an email.
And all the information is going to be in the description as well, how you can get a hold of Mr. Dudley Thurmond. And also, this is not just limited to young males, females as well. It's for everyone, and it's not just limited to our youth, but it's limited for just the people as well. But I just know that's a lot of your focus, but it's for everyone. So just know that, there is no limits here when it comes to mindset.
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you later. I know this will not be the last time you're here on the Love Freq. It's just the first time, but we look forward to seeing you again. And
all right, girl.
All right, so check out the information. This has been the Love Frequency, and my name is Ange, the Love Freq, and I'll talk to you later.
Peace and love.